If there's one thing that dominates the entertainment industry of today that isn't the actual film or show itself, it's the trailer. Trailers have become somewhat of an American tradition. Their entire videos reacting to, theorizing, and speculating what will come out of the 2 to 3 snippet audiences view before the release. Some trailers do a good job at giving a brief overview and set an expectation of what is to come with the film. Others, not so much. This is a problem that frankly we as audiences have led the film industry to do. This reveal too much too quick. What I mean by that is that trailers nowadays, mostly superhero or action ones in particular, have become so robust and so filled with action and hype until the very end that other movie genres have no chance at getting the same attention unless they portray their film as something that it's not. This leads to them revealing too much information about the story in such a short amount of time, we already feel that we've seen the entire thing. An example of this came to mind when I was in the theater watching Venom. Which, I mean, never mind. But as I was watching the previews, a new trailer came on that I had never seen before. The Girl in the Spider's Web. To give a little context, I have never read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo book, nor its sequels, or seen any of the movies, so I'm not as informed as other may be on the plot. But strictly from watching this trailer, I can guarantee that I can nail the story of this movie just from watching the 2-minute 40-second segment. The trailer starts out fine, actually. It sets up the character of Elizabeth Sander in a very one-dimensional way, which isn't bad for watching a trailer. The first shot shows us who she is and what she does, basically giving us an exposition of who the main character, the protagonist of this film, will be. But once we get to the halfway point about the trailer, this is where it all starts to fall downhill. We learn that Elizabeth needs to steal something for someone.
I've been told you're the only person who can pull this off.
If the trailer would have just ended there, or maybe added a few scenes of her actually trying to steal or in the process of stealing the product, I would have no problem with it. The trailer would be fine, and I would be excited to watch the film. But once she says,
"Someone set me up,"
we've already learned too much. We didn't need to know that there was going to be a setup. We most likely would have expected it, since it's an overused movie trope nowadays, but it still would have been nice for you to expose that in the film to the audience as we watch. It then goes on by showing a montage of her running and learning that she has to go back home and yada yada yada. Then there, another place where it should have ended. But it didn't. It kept on going.
Someone always has to carry the pain. Now it's your turn, sister.
Why would you do this? Why would you deliberately put this in the trailer? The entire movie, the entire plot of the movie is moving towards finding out who that main antagonist is. And you just reveal it right in the trailer. You just give the plot twist right to us, so when we go in, nothing is going to surprise us when we watch the film. It's not a very smart tactic, in my opinion at least. I will admit, the ending scene is kind of cool, where they show the snipers shooting through walls from the outside, where he's using like a heartbeat sensor. But I wish they left out exclusively for the movie. Besides that though, there were like 3 instances where the trailer should have stopped. But it continued going and it got worse and worse, revealing even more information that we as the audience shouldn't have known going into the film. The entire content of the trailer is only about 2 minutes and 35 seconds, but I could give you an exact detailed plot of the movie. Don't believe me? Well, here it goes. I'm going to make a checklist of the things I will predict will happen in the movie, and I'll bring it with me when I watch the movie, and I bet I will get at least 80% of my predictions correct. Alright, first thing is that the movie's going to open up with a fade from black to like a drone camera watching the building from outside of an apartment complex. It's then going to cut us to the penthouse where the husband is beating up their wife that we see in the trailer. Second thing, the whole scene folds out like it did at the beginning of the trailer. Third, once she tases the guy, the title screen is going to appear right there and right after. Fourth, after that, there's either going to be a montage cutting right to the scene, or it's going to fade to her going back to where she lives. Something along those lines. Fifth, you're going to be contacted by the guy that she meets in the trailer, where he asked her to steal something by like a text message of some kind, I assume. Sixth, she's going to meet with the guy, and she's going to initially say no, but then she's going to go and steal the item. 7, She steals it with ease, basically no problems, and gives it to the guy. This sets up the next part, 8. She goes back home, gets in her bath, and hears something in her apartment, puts her clothes on, sees the guy in her apartment, shoots her, and explodes the apartment, but dives in the bath as we saw in the trailer. 9. She survives, calls the one person she can trust to tell her that she's been set up by the guy who told her to steal the thing. 10. The cops get to her house and she has to leave on a motorcycle and rides across the frozen lake. 11. She finds out that the guy who broke into her apartment works for the bad organization. 12. The organization leads to her old house. 13. She finds her sisters there. 14. They fight. She loses the first time. 15. She survives. 16. She returns to fight her sister again, and the sniper guy defeats her sister, and her sister dies. And then 17, they set it up for another movie. So that's roughly around 17 predictions in chronological order that I have for the film. I'm guessing I'm going to get at least like 10 to 13 of those correct in order. If not, then I guess I'm wrong. The only point I'm trying to make is that because the trailer showed us so much, it leaves all of this open to interpretation, which can be good, but because there's so much information, we already know the story, everything else is just going to be filler scenes that we don't really care about. Most audiences care about the core scenes of the movie. I will make a follow-up video once I see the movie to see my predictions were correct or not. I'm fairly certain though that most of these are going to be spot on. The movie isn't a direct adaptation of the book either, so I don't plan on reading the book or watching the prequel movie, in case any of you were wondering. All in all though, movie trailers need to tone themselves down. Trailers are supposed to build up excitement, not give us a free preview of the entire film on YouTube. The right amount of exposition, tied with the perfect amount of time, will leave audiences wanting more and lead them to be even more excited for the films they want to watch.